the next generation of leaders. As if the election is all about the PAP, the People's Action Party. As if the people don't matter. As if they have been taken good care of already. And there is nothing to talk about. But now you suddenly hear things like the National Wage Council recommending and the government agreeing that companies give you higher wages and give you special one-time lump sums so that you can tahan the inflation. Huh? Wow. Wow. Does it have to take an election and a vocal opposition that is now turning out, standing before you and speaking loudly for the people, for you to sit up and truly notice that something is wrong with the way that Singaporeans are living and have lived for so many years already? And if you do not vote in as much opposition as you can this election, who will protect you and your children's children? Something is wrong with the way Singaporeans are living. Or maybe I shouldn't use the word living, more like surviving. Are you surviving when the cost of living is so high? Are you surviving when the price of a HDB rental flat can be so high? Yes, rental flat that you only rent, okay? You do not own it. Because if you owned it, it would be yours forever. And the funny thing is, unlike everything with the lease that depreciates in price as the lease expires, this God-given thing, because only a God can create a miracle like this. Only a God can give you something and ask for such a high price. This God-given thing only increases in price. Something must be wrong. Yes or yes? Yes or yes? And why call these God-given flats affordable? Are they really affordable? If you have to take a loan and have to spend the early years of your children and maybe the teenage years of your children as well, from the looks of it, if you have to spend these years with your career, with your job, instead of with your children, is it really affordable? No or no? I also learned something new today. Huh? Yes or yes and no or no. Are you surviving with the privilege of serving NS, reservist, and RT? Doing service for your countrymen, while companies are allowed to give the privilege of a job to foreigners first. How come we can outlaw competition in Parliament so no non-Singaporeans can compete there, but we cannot outlaw competition for our jobs? The PAP keeps on telling us we need to be better, cheaper, faster. May I suggest that their ministers should be better, cheaper, and faster too? And make less mistakes too. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. And let me touch on something as well. A lot of the times when we talk about employment statistics, why are Singaporeans and PRs put together? Huh? Tell me why. Why not release the figures for Singaporeans? Do we want to know? The paper for yesterday, April 30th, 2011. Jobless rate dips to 1.7. A 3-year low. Wow, fantastic, man. And then you see here, the resident unemployment rate for Singaporeans and permanent residents only has also hit its lowest level in 3 years. It fell to 2.7% in March this year from 3.1% in December last year. Wonderful. They tell you that, unemployment is reduced. Fantastic, right? But then again, when you are in control of the number of PRs, every time you want the resident unemployment figures to look better, you can do so simply by increasing the number of PRs without doing anything for Singaporeans at all. Even worse, if the situation becomes worse for Singaporeans, you can still make the resident employment numbers look good by simply adding yet more PRs to the mix. Alamak, how do we know whether they are really helping Singaporeans or not? How do we know? How do we simply trust them? No or no? Or do we vote in the opposition? People who truly care people who truly care for you, who will make them release these figures so we know the truth. There are several things I want to cover as well, but in the interest of time, I want to touch on some important topics. We have mentioned previously in our previous rally that voting is secret, and I'll mention it to you again. Voting really is secret, okay? Now, when you go to the voting center on 7th of May and they read out your name, NRIC, do not be scared, okay? There is a serial number, yes, correct. But even the UK system uses serial numbers. And I don't hear anybody from the UK complaining that there is a problem with the UK election system, that there is a problem with secrecy. No, there is no problem. I was a counting agent and polling agent the last time. And we have lots of people experienced in elections. And I tell you, voting really is secret. So if you would like to vote for the opposition, and please spread this message out to your friends and family members in the rest of Singapore. If you want to vote for the opposition, you can go ahead and vote without fear, because voting really is secret. A wise person once said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. Let me ask you, do you like the results you have seen from the People's Action Party so far? So, on 7th of May, do the wise thing. Don't vote for the People's Action Party and vote for the opposition. Yes or yes? I would like to ask everybody to spread the message to your friends, to your families. Again, voting is secret. And vote for the opposition. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for your time.